Have you ever wondered how America, a vast continent with diverse cultures and landscapes, was discovered? Picture a world where the map ends at the Atlantic Ocean, where the known and the unknown are separated by a vast expanse of uncharted waters. Now, imagine a daring explorer setting sail into the unknown, driven by ambition, curiosity, and the allure of the unknown. This is the world of the late 15th century, a time of great change and exploration. At the center of this world is a man named Christopher Columbus. Often he is credited with the discovery of America. But let's pause for a moment and consider that term, discovery. It's an interesting word, isn't it? To discover implies that something was hidden or unknown, waiting to be found. But was America really waiting to be found? Before Columbus ever set foot on what we now know as the Americas, the lands were teeming with vibrant, complex societies. Indigenous tribes, each with their own unique cultures, languages, and traditions, had been living on this vast continent for thousands of years. They had cities, agriculture, trade networks, and social structures. From the Inca in the south to the Iroquois in the north, America was far from an empty, undiscovered land. So, the story of Columbus discovering America is, at its core, a story of perspective. From the European viewpoint, yes, Columbus's voyage revealed a new world previously unknown to them. But from the perspective of the indigenous populations, it was not a discovery, but an intrusion. This is not to diminish the significance of Columbus's voyage. Regardless of perspective, that journey in 1492 had profound and lasting impacts across the globe, setting the stage for an era of exploration and colonization that would forever change the world. So let us delve into the journey of this man, Christopher Columbus, and how his voyage changed the world. In the year 1492, an ambitious explorer embarked on a daring voyage. Christopher Columbus, a man driven by an insatiable curiosity and a quest for glory, set his sights on the unknown. His objective? To carve out a new trade route to Asia, bypassing the conventional overland route that was fraught with danger and political intrigue. Motivated by the allure of untold riches and the promise of fame, Columbus approached the Spanish monarchs, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. His proposal was a gamble, yet the potential rewards were too enticing for the royal couple to ignore. They saw the possibility of expanding their empire, spreading Christianity, and gaining a competitive edge in the lucrative spice trade. With the Spanish crown's backing, Columbus began preparing for his voyage. 3 sturdy ships were chosen for this unprecedented journey: the Santa Maria, Pinta, and Nina. The Santa Maria, the largest of the trio, was chosen as Columbus's flagship. The Pinta and Nina, both smaller and faster, were ideal for exploration and scouting. But the preparation went beyond just the ships. Columbus needed a crew. Convincing men to embark on a journey into the unknown was no easy feat. Rumors of sea monsters, endless waters, and a world that dropped off at the horizon were rife. However, with a crew of about 90 men, made up mostly of convicts and other desperate individuals seeking a new life or simply to avoid jail, Columbus was ready to set sail. Despite the unknown dangers, Columbus and his crew embarked from the Spanish port of Palos on August 3rd. They journeyed first to the Canary Islands to make final preparations and repairs. Then, on September 6th, they ventured into the open Atlantic, guided by the stars and Columbus's unwavering belief that a new route to Asia was within their grasp. With a crew of about 90 men in the Atlantic Ocean ahead, Columbus set sail, unaware of the history he was about to make. The sea, as we know, is unpredictable, and Columbus's journey was no exception. Setting sail from Spain in the late summer of 1492, Columbus and his crew embarked on a voyage into the unknown. The journey was fraught with difficulties, from dwindling supplies to a restless and increasingly mutinous crew. The vast, uncharted expanse of the Atlantic was a formidable challenge, and many on board were gripped by the fear of never returning home. In the face of these trials, Columbus remained resolute, his eyes fixed firmly on the horizon, waiting for the first glimpse of land. His determination was fueled by his belief that he was on a path towards Asia and its riches. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. The morale of the crew was at an all-time low, with whispers of rebellion echoing in the corridors of the Santa Maria, the flagship of Columbus's fleet. Yet, the explorer carried on, driven by his unwavering belief and his dream of discovery. Then, on the 12th of October, after more than 2 months at sea, the lookout shouted the long-awaited words, "Land ho!" A sense of relief and excitement surged through the vessels as the crew caught sight of what they believed to be the East Indies. They landed on an island in the Bahamas, which Columbus named San Salvador. With this, they believed they had finally reached the shores of Asia. Little did they know, they had stumbled upon a world entirely unknown to them. The crew, led by Columbus, stepped onto the sandy shores, awestruck by the lush, tropical landscape that greeted them. They were received with curiosity by the native people, who watched these strange foreigners with a mix of apprehension and intrigue. The land that Columbus and his crew had set foot on was not Asia, as they had assumed, but a whole new continent unknown to them. The return of Columbus to Spain marked not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter in world history. After Columbus's historical voyage, the world would never be the same again. The news of his discovery spread like wildfire across Europe, igniting an insatiable thirst for exploration and conquest. Columbus himself would undertake 3 more voyages to the New World, each time further charting the vast and unexplored lands. But Columbus was not alone in his pursuits. Soon, other European powers, enticed by tales of abundant riches and untapped resources, embarked on their own voyages of discovery. The British, French and Dutch, among others, all set sail for the New World, each seeking to stake their claim and establish colonies. This period of intense exploration and colonization, known as the Age of Discovery, would last for over 200 years. Yet this wave of exploration was not without its consequences. As Europeans established colonies, they brought with them diseases unknown to the indigenous populations. Smallpox, measles, and influenza decimated the native populations, who had no immunity against these foreign diseases. The indigenous people were also subjected to forced labor, enslavement, and violent conquest. Moreover, the discovery of the New World led to a massive exchange of goods, ideas, and people between the Old World and the New. This interchange, known as the Columbian Exchange, had profound impacts on both sides of the Atlantic. New foods like potatoes, tomatoes, and corn were introduced to Europe, transforming their diets and agricultural practices. In return, the Europeans introduced horses, cattle, and wheat to the Americas. In the grand scheme of things, the discovery of America by Columbus marked a turning point in human history. It set the stage for the emergence of Europe as a dominant global power, reshaped cultures and societies, and forever altered the lives of the indigenous populations. The discovery of America was indeed a pivotal moment that reshaped the world. The tale of Columbus and his voyage is indeed a gripping narrative of ambition, discovery, and transformation. It's a story that, at its heart, is about a man driven by a relentless quest for knowledge and glory, setting sail into the unknown with a crew of intrepid explorers. Their journey, fraught with danger and uncertainty, culminated in what is often referred to as the discovery of America. But as we've seen, this term is not without its controversy. Columbus's voyage across the Atlantic in 1492, marked by hardship and determination, was a pivotal moment in human history. It paved the way for an era of European exploration and colonization that would forever change the face of the world. Yet, this discovery was in reality a rediscovery. The lands that Columbus and his crew set foot upon were already home to a myriad of indigenous cultures, rich in their own histories and traditions. The aftermath of Columbus's voyage was a time of profound transformation, as the collision of cultures and civilizations ushered in a new world order. The exploration and colonization that followed brought about significant changes, not just in the Americas but also in Europe and beyond. It led to the exchange of ideas, goods, and people, in what is often referred to as the Columbian Exchange. Yet it also led to the displacement and decimation of indigenous populations, a legacy that continues to resonate today. While the tale of Columbus and his voyage is a captivating one, it's also a complex and multifaceted narrative that prompts us to question the very notion of discovery. It forces us to reckon with the untold stories and the overlooked perspectives that are often left out of the mainstream narrative. While Columbus's journey marked a turning point in human history, it also raises questions about discovery, colonization, and the histories that are often left untold.